So within this video, we're going to show you how to submit work to your assessor for your particular qualification that you're enrolled on. So just to refer back to what we've discussed in previous videos, for each submission, you will submit a workbook that is either fully completed or partially completed. We don't need to receive entire unit workbooks. You can submit as little or as much work as you want to your assessor within a given submission. There is currently a restriction of 25 file attachments on the new version of Quals Direct. That may change, but in the meantime, we would ask you to be wary of that 25 file limit. So I'm going to show you how to make a submission to your assessor. So you go over to the Add Submission section of your portfolio. Now, everything I'm doing here is literally just a test and a demonstration. It is absolutely up to you to make sure you've collated the correct evidence, and that if you're also submitting your knowledge answers within the workbooks, that you have answered the questions as thoroughly and as relevant as you can to your organisation. Remember, this is a vocational qualification. We want you to talk about and discuss and to show evidence relevant to the business that you work in. So I'm going to call the title of this submission Test for Unit 1, because I'm submitting a dummy submission to Unit 1. And then I select the assessor from that. Now in this example here, I'm only going to complete element 1 of the unit. So I'm going to put in here element 1 of Unit 1 with evidence. And I'm going to attach files. So I'm going to upload first of all my workbook. Then I'm going to attach all the other evidence. Then I'm going to click next. So I'm now going to check and select the unit that I'm going to claim these outcomes for. So again, I'm looking at Unit 1. As I stated, I'm going to select all of element 1 because I believe what I've provided is correct. There is then an electronic declaration, and then I'm going to click Finish. And that assessment and that evidence has now been sent over to the assessor for marking. But I want to show you something first, in addition to this video of how we submitted, of how the workbook should be completed. So you saw me upload files earlier, and I think we've been very clear in how we want the work presented here, okay? So you need to put a description of the file or file names in the evidence box here. So that could be sample evidence 1, as I have stated, and then a short description of the evidence you are providing for this outcome. What you need to remember is that what you are looking at and what you present when you upload your files and those attachments, that gets sent to your assessor, and they have to make a judgment of assessment against that evidence you were providing, in this case here, against those outcomes. So if we refer back to what we've said here, so the cross-referencing, as we refer to it, is element 1, and you were providing evidence against all of those outcomes. Now, if you mistakenly select outcomes that you haven't claimed for, your assessor should pick that up and return it. But if you don't follow the format that we are requesting on your evidence submissions, it doesn't follow efficiency, and we get to assess your work far quicker if you can follow the guidance that we've provided. So you complete a workbook for each submission. A workbook has to be provided. You then state in the description boxes the names of those files that you're uploading. For example, here, I call them test documents in relation to claiming these outcomes here. It's a very straightforward process, and we are here to support you, and we will run through this on the induction with you as well. We look forward to receiving your work, and thank you for selecting SHEC as your assessment partner.